Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brothers Take podcast, a podcast where nerdy brothers get together each and every week, primarily to talk gaming. And in this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the Expedition 33 Award Show. My name is Chris. I am joined by my brothers, Adam.
Hello.
And Eric.
Hello.
And yes, as just said, we are back in the room this week to talk the Game Awards 2025. All of the big wins, the surprises, the biggest reveals, the things that stood out to us. What did we think of the show overall? And of course, with all those many world premieres, which are the games in the future that we are interested by, excited by, intrigued by? These are the things we are going to be talking about. And as always, we want to hear your take too. So if you guys are watching YouTube, make sure you jump down into the comments. Let us know what you thought got snubbed in the Game Awards this year. Let us know what you're excited about from the reveals. Let us know all your takes. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell for future content. And to those of you listening to us on audio platforms, you can touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on the Expedition 33 Awards show. But without further ado, tomorrow comes.
And the Game Award goes to Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Jennifer
English! Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Lauréat Testa.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Expedition 33.
And the game of the year is mon ami Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
So I suppose the first thing we got to say, because we do this every time we do the Game Awards sort of review show, is massive congratulations to Sandfall Interactive, who not only won Game of the Year, but they have the most award wins in Game Awards history. So they were the most
This is the
nominated
Titanic of video games.
Yeah, at the moment it is. Yeah, absolutely. Titanic or Return of the King?
I can't remember.
I think it's Return of the King.
How
I'm
is
pretty
it?
sure all three of them are tying. So
Oh, you're right. Return of the King,
Yeah, 'cause-
Titanic,
and Ben-Hur.
and Ben-Hur.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Titanic has just as much releases now, I think, as Skyrim at this point to get more fucking awards.
Go on, Jim Cameron Doe.
Jim.
Jimmy.
I'm on first name basis with Jimbo. But congratulations to Sandfall. They are the video game success story of the year.
It's one
it's
of the video
wild.
games of the year.
It really is one of them. I think, and I think we probably all think, based on the way we predicted too, and the way we talked about it in the lead up, that it's well deserved. You know, the work was on show, pure artistry throughout, so amazing. And it's going to be amazing to see what this studio do in the future. But what did you guys think of the show overall? Your overall thoughts on the show, whether it's like the way it was presented, some of the music numbers maybe, anything that really shocked or surprised you, before we then get into all the big fucking game reveals and stuff that we want to talk about.
I get a bit mixed up between sometimes the Game Awards, the Video Game Awards, Summer Games Fest over all the years that we've had in terms of like memory of remembering them all. But
Yeah.
as far as my memory can recall, I think this is the best Game Awards they've ever put on.
Whoa! Wow! Okay.
And I felt that even coming up to lead up, like coming up to it, I was just like, I feel like this is going to be a really good show.
Okay.
Like in general, like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, would you come on? Like, you know, it's
Okay.
the vibes here were good. Everyone had really good energy, even though it started off on kind of like a, you know, Keely's kind of low note a bit. But even with that, getting that out of the way, I don't know, the energy in the room was like really, really good. Everyone had, and it looked like everyone was attending the same show. Do you know what I mean? Like the dress code was also on point. They all like got the memo or something. Even though the Claire Obscure crew had their own little unified outfit going on, but it was still like all in good taste. And just the overall presentation, the stage, everything, the light show, the stunt work, the music.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually do think this is probably the best they've ever had in terms of presentation.
there was some like E3 style presentations going on, wasn't
Yeah,
there? Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Like towards the end of E3. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Eric, your overall thoughts on the
Um,
show?
yeah, well, I definitely prefer this to last year. I just think like last year just felt like a let's just jab at everybody and make everyone feel like shit, and then this year just was like everyone was lifting each other up, and yeah, there was better energy. Yes, it was nice to bring back some of that E3 theatricalness to some of the announcement of the games. The music was class. I don't know if it was my TV,
No, yeah, no, it's not. Yeah. I know
the
what you're going to say.
the vocals.
The music in general was a bit off.
It
Yeah,
wasn't mixed well, no.
yeah.
Yeah, it felt like it was lacking almost the bass or something. It was like almost a little thin or something. I don't know if maybe I'm wrong there, but it didn't have. I'm gonna use that word that I used for volume 3. It didn't have that oomph. I was like,
Yeah,
where's the
for
oomph?
sure.
Yeah, but it's still like still very good. I'm happy that half of one of my predictions was correct.
Yeah.
I know because one kid was actually in
Yeah,
the audience.
yeah. To be
I was
honest with you, it's funny though, because like when we made the predictions of what's going to happen, um, none of us said Evanescence, and as soon as it was announced, I was like,
Yeah,
that actually makes a
I
fucking
thought one of us did.
No, and I was like, that makes a ton of sense. How did we not think of that?
I thought we mentioned Evanescence during the thing, right? So that when we got to our like our three different predictions, it was kind of like, oh yeah, what's left to talk about that we haven't? You know what I mean?
I think we just mentioned that the Evanescence, because when we talked about best adaptation, we talked about Devil May Cry. I
Yeah.
think we just mentioned that the Evanescence song is a banger and left it there. We never
Oh,
actually went,
all right.
"They'll
I thought we were
surely
saying
be
that
there
they're
to
going.
play it like."
I thought we said that would play.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's mad.
Yeah, but that is one where it's like, yes, of course they're gonna play, and it was great that they played that song. Yeah, I really liked this one compared to last year because, yeah, as I said, last year just felt like everyone was wanting to shit on each other, and this year just felt like everyone was trying to be great, except for that one cringy moment when it was like, this is cool. Then it's like, please stop talking. Just stop talking, please. Well, I'm sure that was the
The Street Fighter cast.
yes, thank you. Yeah, the Street Fighter cast.
Yeah.
Like them coming out and having the cast
Who the
done
fuck are
like
these guys?
selector fighters. I was like, that's kind of cool. But then one of the actors, I think, just kind of decided to keep talking, and I was like, oh, stop. He decided to take like some jabs at Mortal Kombat cast. I was like, stop talking.
I do think that was less cringe though than like Vin Diesel and
Oh yeah, you're going back a while though, right? Yeah. Vin Diesel doing anything is pretty cringe. No disrespect to Vin Diesel, who I love as like Riddick and stuff, but yeah, his face on a video game character in itself is cringy. Like the art game always looked fucking weird. Yeah, I liked the show. I didn't love the show. I thought the pacing at the beginning was excellent. I actually thought the opening of the Game Awards, like as in, so there was the pre-show was pretty good, and then there's the official opening, and I thought it was the best official opening to the Game Awards ever. They did the Game Awards logo. They had it disappear into the Claire Obscure thing. They opened with a performance from Lorian Testard from Expedition 33, and what a fucking, yes, the music wasn't mixed well, but what a fucking performance. And then followed straight up by the Sleep Token song and the hype trailer that he had made and obviously poured a lot of love into, which he then ended Sleep Token, and then he ended with the quote from his dad. I actually got very emotional watching it. I thought that was a really emotional, touching moment. And then as the show went on, I actually thought, and you can only show what you have. Yeah. I thought last year's show was better in terms of bringing the hype. And there's certain games in here as well where I think I would have restructured where the announcement happens. The first game they showed in the official show, I would have let be the last reveal. Because bet you don't remember the last reveal.
can't even remember the first reveal.
Well,
What are
the
you talking
first
about?
reveal was Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic, being directed
Yeah,
by Casey Hudson.
Yeah,
And
I thought where that was placed was totally fine.
I would have personally, I would have put the Divinity reveal first because we're already
No.
wondering what that statue is, and I would have put Fate of the Old Republic as the last. They usually end on a big one, and I thought the one they ended on was a bit of a
I think I've seen it on the list. Was it
weird.
Decrepit? Was that the last one?
No, no, it was High Guard,
High guard. Oh yeah, no, that looked
the one from
pretty
the
good
Titanfall.
though.
It looked good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a finish the show on game. I think it's a in the middle somewhere game.
Sure, okay. No, I quite liked
that's
the
just my
placement of the Republic game, just because it kind of, to me, it kind of said like, here's what you're in for now. Like, because there was a couple, there's a few games in there that were a bit like honoring the past but moving forward.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and I even noticed like the moment with the Mega Man thing, they were like trying to recreate the Okami moment from last year's Game Awards,
All right.
and I was like, this is not to the same. It's not this like you're doing the music, you're hyping it up, and I'm like, oh, what's it gonna be? And it's Mega Man, and it's like, that's not the same. Mega Man has been in like the cultural. The return of Okami is a bigger surprise than the return.
Maybe for
of
you.
Mega Man. Yeah.
Mega Man's huge.
I'm
Like
not
there's
saying
I
it's
don't
not.
understand why not. I don't really get why, but I think Mega Man is probably way bigger in excitement for that than Okami.
I think I'm not saying it's not. Like obviously, Mega Man has a much bigger fandom than Okami. I'm saying it's less surprising than Okami.
Okay.
I think Mega Man trailer on its own would be excitement enough without like this big music reveal.
Well, it's. I think when I saw Mega Man, I was just like, oh yeah, of course, because he had an episode in Secret Levels, and Secret Levels is a really good way to look at what games are they making.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Because when they had the Pac-Man episode, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Then you see the Shadow Labyrinth game, and you're like, oh, so that was advertisement for that. And then there's a Mega Man episode, so it's like, so that was advertisement for Mega Man.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a
Space
good
Marine,
point,
the Space Marine episode, like, right, so there's gonna be a lot of Space Marine games.
Yes, there is. But anyway, okay. Let's get into the show itself. Anything from the awards side of things that you wanted to point out or talk about, other than obviously Claire Obscure cleaning up. And congratulations, Eric, for getting the most predictions right out of the brothers' take.
Well done, lad.
Yep.
I know my people.
I was surprised. I was surprised, but like obviously we didn't go through every single category. There's some in there that we just didn't really have a say on.
Right, like esports and stuff like that, yeah.
Even the AR VR one, which I'm interested in now. I will check out the Midnight Walk in terms of
definitely should.
in terms of VR experience.
Yeah, when I saw that at the Game Awards, I was like, why didn't we put in like?
Well, we have no,
But like we could have taken one hell of a stab at it because in the Midnight Walk that kind of stop motion,
Yeah, the Tim
weird
Burton
kind
one.
of Tim Burton looking one. I was like, I feel like we probably would have picked that, and then
You should 100% try it at it.
Yeah, I should give that a go. The one that surprised me the most, I think, was the player's voice. Actually,
Yes.
out of
True.
all of them, because
I was
out of the rest of them,
shocked.
I think any of them were kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, we can see that, we can see that. We were just taking a stab, whatever. Like best adaptation. Honestly, who gives a fuck? At this stage, the best audio design could be kind of any of them because they're all like,
Amazing in
audio is
that
incredibly
regard, yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
But player's voice, yeah, that was a surprise to me.
For sure, because I haven't heard anyone talk about Wuthering Waves, but
No, I've never heard of it.
obviously I'm just not in that echo chamber, and
Yeah.
it's obviously massive in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world.
yeah.
You know, since it outvoted fucking like Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and obviously Clair Obscure and
Dispatch
Ghost
was
of
the other one.
Yote and Dispatch and all these other games that I am hearing a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arc Raiders even is another big one that people talk about. And when that one, I was like, huh. Okay. I was even shocked when it got to the top 5 left in the votes, and when I saw that there, I was like, I didn't even notice that in the top 30 and in the top 10. Because I just sort of honed in on the ones that I thought are more definites.
So
yeah, I
this
was really
is
surprised.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wuthering Waves is a 2024 free-to-play open-world action role-playing game developed and published by Kuro Games. Interesting, that's 2024. But yeah, it's in this one, 2025.
Well, it could have been, because
Probably released in December.
yeah, do you know the way?
Release, sorry. Initial release date was May 23rd, 2024.
Yeah.
I don't know then.
First revealed on March 23rd, 2022.
Is it in the same way as if it's an ongoing game, kind of like Final Fantasy 14 gets
Yeah,
on,
like it could have been in, it could have been like beta mode or something shit like that until an actual, because yeah, it says prologue was May 23, or maybe not. I don't know.
But it's a
Clarified-
free-to-play story.
Clarified to some degree.
just
but,
interesting that it won, and we would have never seen that coming.
No.
Yeah, and I'm wondering because this is this could be a sign of things to come too. So nothing more in terms of the awards that really surprised me. But what I was surprised by and interested in, like a good surprise, was the amount of games that are being announced coming from China.
Yeah, huge.
So we're obviously going to be seeing way more, and he even said that too, that there's going to be, this was streaming in China, so there's going to be a big, massive Chinese audience viewing. So that could have actually had maybe Wuthering Waves in particular is a
big game in
huge.
Asia.
It could be hugely popular in Asia, especially if it's a free to play mobile game.
Yeah.
Because mobile gaming is massive in China.
And let's face it, I'm not trying to be funny. You can't outvote China. You know what I mean? Like
No, it's just not going to happen.
the whole world voted, and the Chinese gamers voted. They're gonna win. Like
I think there's actually
Doesn't disregard it, but it just kind of
for sure.
shows why we might be out of touch with it. Like the
Yeah.
games that are on our
radar.
radar mightn't be anywhere in China as well. So
Because I imagine Wuthering Waves is probably mobile.
yes, yeah. It's on everything.
Yeah. So the commuters, mobile gaming is massive in Asia,
it seems to be in the kind of same vein as Genshin Impact, kind of,
which was
thing,
also in the top 5 at the end. Genshin Impact was there as well, and I was like, "What?" So I think you're onto something in terms of
demographic
those
and
games. Yeah,
yep,
for sure,
population.
for sure.
Yeah. It's funny actually
really
with
interesting.
I think it was Helldivers 2 had an event where Earth was being invaded and you had to defend particular cities.
Yeah.
And during for a certain amount of time, for the next 96 hours defend Berlin, and then for the next 96 hours defend whatever. I think one of them was a city in China, it might have been Shanghai or something like that. And they just instantly wiped the aliens out. They saved it no water because all the Chinese hopped onto that to be all right, we gotta defend Shanghai. And then once that's done, they're all right, see you then. They fucked off. Everyone else is
That's
what
great.
about all the other cities?
Amazing. I did think it was funny at one point. Jeff Keighley made a very playful little jab at the Hollow Knight Silksong guys, though. Very respectfully, but when they won Best Action Adventure, because they didn't go to the award show, they'd put it up online that they're not going to bother going because they don't think they're going to win.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They didn't pull out of it in the way that the guy did from the debut indie or whatever.
Yeah.
But they just didn't go because they were like, "There's no point. We know Expedition 33 is going to win." But when they won Best Action Adventure, he said, Hollow Knight Silksong. You must see, guys, you won something. And I noticed that, and I was like, that's so funny. Because I think there was an element of him being like, "Don't be like that. Just come to
Yeah,
the show."
I mean, yeah, just even if you're nominated, you should be there in support of gaming.
Yeah, he's like, "Look
Unless
how-"
it costs you a fucking buttload and it's outside your budget or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't know that side of it, but
like the actor for the main character from Silent Hill F, she wasn't there, and probably just she couldn't go for whatever reasons.
that could be it could be a family related thing.
Well, I know a certain amount of tickets are given to each nominee.
Yeah.
And then after that, they can pay to bring more if they want, right?
Yeah.
But Hollow Knight Silksong, isn't it 2-3 developers tops? So
Plus, it's in way more categories, isn't it?
yeah, they could have gone. I'm not trying to. I'm sure they had their reasons. Why in the end they just decided it's probably not worth our while.
Should have had one
but
person at least show
I
up.
thought it was funny that Jeff said
Yeah.
that. He's like, "You won something." They won more than Kojima. And he was there.
Yeah.
I don't think he won.
I think he would always show up. I think even if he probably wasn't.
Yeah, he's either on stage or in those seats. That's it. You know what I mean?
I think so. Yeah. I think we were kind of predicting, wasn't it, that OD or something would show, and maybe that would have been the case if he wasn't also
sure.
up for showing something. Yeah.
Which means that prediction is actually going to go forward into Summer Game Fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be there one way or another, Eric, anything else you want to say on the award side of things? Was anything snubbed?
Snubbed? Not really. I think I was surprised that was it best, like, not, well, I don't know if it was best, but like the what's it called? I'm trying to find it now. Jesus. It's not necessarily support, but that
Ongoing? Best ongoing?
Not ongoing. Where is
Accessibility?
Community.
Thank you. There we go.
Accessibility.
Innovation, accessibility. Doom: The Dark Ages getting that. I was a bit surprised
Oh
at
yeah,
that.
yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, so I was like, oh. Now again, I don't go into the accessibility options because I don't need to. But
I think you'd be surprised. Like obviously I haven't played Dark Ages, but when playing Eternal, there's a ton of options in Eternal to like change up. Like even if you just want to change the color of the menu.
Okay, so I
Do you know what I
assume
mean?
Doom: The Dark Ages probably
color.
had everything that Doom Eternal probably had. You know what I mean?
and more
Maybe
then.
more because Xbox, they do push
Yeah.
in terms of accessibility and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good to see No Man's Sky getting best ongoing because I think that usually goes to Final Fantasy 14.
For sure.
Did any of us predict that one?
No.
I feel like
No. I predicted Fortnite, and you guys predicted Helldivers 2, I think.
Oh, that was Helldivers 2, yeah.
So it was quite nice to see No Man's Sky get that because I mean they had such a
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know,
a
I
that's
don't
a
know if
Phoenix
they've-
story, isn't it?
yeah, that is absolutely a Phoenix story.
Much like Cyberpunk,
Much like Cyberpunk,
where
yeah,
it just rises from the ashes and then becomes a beloved. Like, it's funny that the conversation around Cyberpunk now versus when it first released is like people would class Cyberpunk as like one of the greatest games ever. At launch, it was like fucking dog shit, but what was also funny was I still tell this story. I had bought Eric Cyberpunk for Christmas. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Oh
then
yeah, I remember.
And then I saw all the reviews, and I was like, "Oh fuck! Oh, this is bad." He might be like really disappointed with this if it's going to be absolute dog shit. I better get something else because I don't want to just give him one like really disappointing Christmas present. And I had a quick look around and then found this Resident Evil 2 board game. I was like, that I don't know anything about it. It might be cool. And he loved Cyberpunk and loved the Resident Evil 2 board game.
Best Christmas ever.
Yeah, hard to top that one.
You did good, well done.
But yeah. Oh, go on.
Here's something that was fucking, they tickled me balls and they annoyed me.
Okay.
Tricia Helfer, who plays Edie, walks out to the Mass Effect music. And I was like, and I know that they mentioned Wizards of the Coast and here's Tricia Helfer. And I was like, so was Wizards of the Coast helping make a Mass Effect? So what is this? What's happening? This what's happening? Okay. And then she announced her like Warlock game, like cinematic trailer, and I was like, "You fucking bastards! How dare you do that? How dare you have her walk out?"
However, there was a game in there that looked incredibly Mass Effect-ish.
Is it
Exodus is made by a lot of the same people. who
Yeah,
made
so I was like,
Trilogy.
Jesus, that looks right up Eric's alley now.
Yes.
Well,
But
with
but
that in mind, will we go? Let's go into the games part of the show, right? So, will we talk about Exodus for a moment?
what do you think, Eric? What did you think of Exodus?
I mean, Chris knows himself. I've sent him plenty of videos. Like
Eric
I've
is
been following
sold
that.
on this game.
Yeah,
From
it did.
concept.
It looked exactly like the kind of but like with let's say the kind of gameplay or shooting that we might see in something like Warframe or what was the other one that the crowd that made Metal Gear Rising made, Platinum Games made. Do you remember that game, Vanquish?
Yes, yeah.
Had that kind of that kind of shooting kind of
Vanquish.
aspect to it. Yeah, it definitely looks right up your alley.
Yeah, no, I've been doing. I like they were releasing lots of these videos on essentially the lore and different creatures that are in it, all narrated, I do believe, by Matthew McConaughey. So I was watching them and sharing them with Chris, and Chris was like, "What the fuck is this game?"
Was this announced ages ago?
Oh yeah,
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Eric has
'cause
been following this a while. Yeah.
Matthew is that's the one where he came on stage to announce a game he's working on. Is it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And so apparently in the game, there's an episode of Exodus on secret levels. So apparently in the game, when you're doing your jump across space to other planets, you could spend 5 minutes on then your destination, and then when you return back, it could be like 10 years went by. So apparently that's
Cool.
a big thing
All right,
in
okay.
it. So if you leave people behind, they can age quickly while you are not. I'm hoping they're keeping
Nuts.
that because that sounds nuts. That sounds crazy.
That sounds.
Sounds
It's a cool concept.
necessary.
It sounds a little bit Resident Evil 5. The sun is going to dehydrate you, and you need to stay in the shade, kind of a thing. Where it's like they talk about it and then they don't do it. It sounds a little bit like that to me, but hopefully they do.
No, I'm hoping. I'm not saying that's definitely gonna happen because
Sure.
yes, it does sound a bit like
I thought this was the best showing of Exodus so far. This was the
Yes.
one that made me go,
Honestly, they should have held off and just
I'll probably
show this.
Yeah, I was like, I'd probably play this. This looks,
Yeah, it looks
like
good.
it really scratches that Mass Effect itch. This could be better than the next Mass Effect.
I would
Fighting
say
words.
so. Yeah. I mean, who in BioWare now is left?
Yeah, to be
the main
honest,
team, you know?
they needed to get Casey Hudson back, but obviously Casey Hudson is busy
with Star Wars now.
with Fate of the Old Republic, which, from what I've seen on my algorithm, seems to be the game people are talking about the most. And we're
Oh,
the most
okay.
excited
Yeah.
for, which is why I thought they should have ended with it. That was a big deal because I think that KOTOR remake has been cancelled. What I
Yeah, it
reckon
was.
happened was the KOTOR remake was probably in a lot of trouble. They probably asked Casey Hudson, would you come back and would you maybe fix this? And then he probably said, I don't want to remake that game, but I'll make a new one. And then they probably went, okay. And I reckon that's where this has come from. I reckon this is instead of the KOTOR remake.
Which is a better idea, I think. I think we need to really move on from this remake fad. There was the odd few gems that deserved it, but not every game needs this treatment.
No,
Let's
Like
just-
a a game that released in 2013 that plays perfectly
Let's
fine.
go. Let's move on.
yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, no, this to me at least would be much more intriguing than seeing a KOTOR remake.
Yeah, and I think that modern day like gameplay, but with the concept of creating your character, making choices in the Star Wars galaxy, I think this game is gonna fucking rule. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And I hope so. And it wasn't the only Star Wars game shown. There was also the Galaxy Racers.
Oh yeah, Galaxy
which
Racers.
gave
Yep.
us huge PS1 flashbacks. And I was like, that'll surely be in VR as well, right?
Don't know.
That was
know.
good though, right? That'd be good.
I remember
cool, yeah.
I was watching that trailer and I was like, oh fuck yeah, now this is pod racing.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and then at one point I was thinking to myself, they better say it. And then, right? They better say it in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then I must have blacked out because I don't remember the title of that thing ever popping up. I don't remember.
Yeah, it
It-
did come up. Yeah,
Title came up, but they never said, now this is pod racing, Eric. Or and then I also didn't say that's so wizard.
They also didn't even, I think, show a pod racer.
No, I
It
think they
seems to be
showed a character that
speeders and-
implied pod racing, maybe, but
Yes.
Well,
it was like
I-
speeders, bikes. It was all kinds of things.
yes, yeah. There's
But I
definitely
thought
going
it
to be
was
a
supposed to
pod
be like-
racer in there.
Yeah, there will be one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
or,
like
or
the
five.
fateful like sequel to the pod racing Star Wars game PS1.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's sort
But
of
I
a
was
faithful
del-
successor.
I was delighted to see that. I was like, fucking yeah, bring it back, man.
Yeah, fun stuff. So, what were some of the big highlights for you guys, gaming wise? We're not going to go in order of everything that was shown, guys. And
Jeez, there's a lot of-
obviously, there's a lot of games. So, anyone wants to shout out in the comments as well of this is the game that I'm really stoked for. It's the one I'm most excited by. It's what I want to see more of. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is, but what are some of the ones that we want to talk about today? Go
I
on, Eric.
Well, Lords of the Fallen looks cool. Lords of the Fallen 2.
Oh yeah.
So
You're a big
I'm
Lords of the Fallen fan.
I'm getting big into that now. So I'm like, okay, those finishers look gruesome as fuck, and those designs look awesome. So keep an eye on that. I think there was two games. I think I was telling you, Chris. There was two games that pretty much made me jump out of the seat with fucking excitement. I
Okay.
was like, fucking yeah, let's go. Which was the first one was it had the whole E3 style start with your man coming down and then he's doing his thingy and all that. And I was like, oh my God, is this Control? Holy fuck, that's definitely Control. And then like as the trailer went on, your man's going down, we get into the cinematic trailer and I was like, this is definitely fucking Control. And then I get into the gameplay, I'm like, what are these guys? These guys are just like, what genres are we gonna do? Yes, all of the genres.
Does look that was a sick presentation.
Yeah, that was
Remedy are one
great.
of the best studios working at the moment. They are unbelievably talented, and I have no doubt that this game is going to fucking rule. I think it's
there's
going to be,
definitely gonna be
I think it's going to be much better than, and this is no disrespect to Control, which is a loved game. I think it's going to be much better.
Well, what they tend to do is like, if you play Alan Wake 1 then Alan Wake 2, like it's Alan Wake 2 is leaps and bounds better. And so I'd say this one's going to be leaps and bounds better than Control
I
'cause they are just
cannot wait for Alan Wake 3. I cannot wait. And like, the thing is, because they're doing like each game now is like a different genre, but it's still a connected universe. Like, without getting too much into spoilers, like there's little teases. Like Control 2 was teased in Alan Wake 2, which makes me feel like if you really want to get a tease of Alan Wake 3, you got to play Control Resident. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's little
because
connective tissue going
Alan
on,
Wake
you know?
2 was teased in Control.
That's right.
Yeah. So yes, they're yeah. If you want to know what's happening in Alan Wake 3, you got to play Control Resident. But that was such a cool announcement. That looks like such a great fucking wild game. I can't wait for the musical number, whatever that's gonna be.
They can't do that again. They need to change it
well,
up. And
I don't mean musical to the same extent, but what I mean is they always have a music section. Even in Alan Wake 1, there was a moment you had to there where music was playing while you were killing enemies.
oh, for sure.
Control, there was a place known as the Ashtray Maze, which just if you go in just normally, it will loop you back around.
yeah.
So you had to have Ati's earbuds. He puts it in and you listen to heavy metal, I think from gods of the old gods of Asgard. Have a song that you put that in, and that allows you to get through the ashtray. And it's this awesome moment. And Alan Wake 2 obviously has their moment. So I'd imagine there's gonna be a musical moment in it.
For sure.
So that's a great game. The other one that got me jumping out of my seat was David Harbour came on, and he was talking about creative assembly and the Total War games. I was like, okay, interesting. And then he was like, and then here's another thing close to my heart. And then I noticed his T-shirt, and I was like, is that a Warhammer 40k trailer? Is that what you're giving us? And then he announced a Warhammer 40k Total War, and I was like, fucking shut the front fucking door, man. Holy shit. We're going to fucking get massive armies.
A lot of people say shut the front door as a way of censoring themselves. And I use a shut the front fucking door. But yeah, that was cool. I was like, where is he? Like when he was like, a franchise that's near and dear to my heart, I was like, where is he going with this? And for a moment, I was like, Total War Stranger Things can't work, you know? I was like, so it can't be that. Adam, were you excited for Total War 40k?
Yes and no. So Total War is one of them RTS games that I would love to be able to enjoy. I just don't really as much as let's say Dawn of War. I'd be more excited for Dawn of War than I am.
up all the time. So when he announced it, I was like, was this not already announced? And then I realized, oh no, that was Dawn of War.
But I always was a bit like, how have they not done 40k Total War? Like, there's been a ton of like Warhammer Fantasy Total War games.
Yeah, there was 3 of them with then each one of them having like expansions. and
Tons
stuff.
of expanses, yeah. And you're like, how have they not done 40k yet? And so it's definitely the bigger franchise. But I imagine that's just been like computers not being powerful enough to run the giant nukes you could do on map.
Yeah, when I saw the fucking like spaceships just in orbit, just absolutely annihilating planets, I was like, holy fuck.
I'd be interested to keep my eye open on them, but it's not. This deserves to be out there, but now it's like this major competition between that and Dawn of War. Of like
Well,
we have
this
these
is what-
two RTS games.
This is how I reacted to it, right? I thought it was cool. Don't get me wrong, and I think it's probably going to be a really fucking cool game, but it felt a little bit to me like Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, where you have two
where it's
kind of
like,
similar.
you probably should have done this a long time ago, and someone else already got there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But-
It's a bit like that.
But
It will be
sure
interesting to
it'll be
see,
an awesome game.
like, because Total War has always been more of a proper like army simulator.
right,
You know, I mean, it was used for that. I don't know if any of you ever remember that TV show,
yes,
where the guys were like trying to orchestrate, redo battles from
historical
ancient.
battles. That's right.
They used Total War for that, because it's just really good at doing army formations and old techniques and stuff like that. So it will be interesting to see how does this translate over to like, could this be the closest thing to like a live tabletop experience? More
probably.
so than Dawn of War. Like Dawn of War is a bit more.
You heard it here first, folks. Adam has said Total War Warhammer 40k is going to be better than Dawn of War.
From that aspect, maybe.
Much better. That's what he said. Much better.
Will we have a computer powerful enough to play it? That's really the question.
You'd want it like, yeah, you'd want a good.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd want a good out. But it was cool. It was a cool announcement for sure.
Phantom Blade Zero, that looks class. I'm getting more and more sold on that the more I see it. Now
Yeah,
that we
it's
have a bit of a...
release date.
yeah, we got a release date now, a bit more of a story trailer, which is a bit more interesting.
Yeah, it was cool.
Um,
It's
I don't remember
flashy.
that one. What's that? What's...
That's the one with the dude with the straw hat and the white hair, and all the combat looks
Oh, right, okay.
like incredibly choreographed, but apparently it is gameplay, so it just
Yeah.
looks really, really stylish, I suppose, more than anything. They've shown it a few times, so this is the first time they've given an actual release date. I thought some of the stuff as well in the pre-show. Did you guys watch the pre-show?
Yeah,
yeah.
The pre-show
man, Bradley the
was
Badger.
Man,
Let's fucking go.
Bradley the Badger is going to be fucking incredible.
I think it's
Bradley
gonna be
the
great.
Badger
Yeah.
was one of the best games of the whole show, and honestly, should have been in the main show because I do feel like sometimes people skip the pre-show.
Yeah.
It was funny actually when I was watching Bradley
man.
Badger. I was like, this seems like something that'd be up Adam's alley.
This should be up every
It's
gamer's alley.
basically it's
like
like Dreams meets Astrobot.
yeah,
Yeah, it looks great.
new mascot. Now I'm not crazy on the name of it. I think it could have had a better
No.
name, but
Yeah.
a new mascot character, a platformer, a sort of love letter to video games in general, and even using like developer tools within the game to play the game. But then there was also that moment where it went into live action stuff, and I don't think that's just a trailer thing. I think the game is going to have weird shit in it. Evan Peters is playing Bradley the Badger, so I think there's going to be some like Remedy style FMV stuff in the game, where it does
Cool.
actually go into like the real world as well. You know, yeah, I think that game is one to keep an eye on. It looked really creative.
Looks fun.
We also got in the pre-show a official release date and a pretty good trailer, I thought, for Pragmata. What I would say about Pragmata is, from what I've heard from other people, once Capcom do a demo for it, which they will, we have to play the demo. Everyone says
Okay.
that when they watch the game, they're like, I don't know. Then they play it, like they've played demos at like Summer Game Fest and stuff, and they were like, cannot wait.
It
Unbelievable.
just kind of struck me as a bit of a Death Stranding wannabe, though.
I think you're going to love Pragmata.
Okay.
From what I've heard other people say, it sounds like an Adam-ass game to me.
Okay.
I don't know. But if
The
there's a
official
demo,
word.
might as well try it out. And I mean, and maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe it'll be like, actually, no, don't see what other people are saying. Don't get it. But
Was it not for Pragmata that the demo was out now, or it's coming out soon or something?
no. There will be a demo, but no, there's no demo yet.
So what was the game that said there was going to be a demo? Was that Requiem?
No, Audio Mech.
Oh, yeah,
Which
yeah.
I tried to see. So at the time it said demo out tomorrow, so obviously the demo's out. I tried to see if I could get the demo, but the demo's only on Steam. Adam, I'd love you to try that and let us know how it is, because it sounds insane. You can listen to any music apparently of your choice,
Okay.
and the game will turn the music you're listening to into audio waves that you have to fight
Oh yeah.
or something like that. And I was like, that's a fucking cool concept. I'd love to see with different genres, how that works.
I could see people like if they wanted to make it super hard, they'll put on that what's that fucking song? The infamously hard
Oh
song from
yeah,
Guitar Hero.
Through the Fire and Flames.
There we go, True Fire Flips. If people were like, I want to make this really difficult, just put that on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It must link in with like your Spotify or something.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Which this
Not
whole
sure
show was
how.
leveled up by, apparently, even though
Yeah,
the
that was
audio mixing wasn't good.
that shit was just fucking well, Spotify. That it's just. Yeah, I thought that was a bit fucking weird. It's like why not have all three of those artists on stage, like performing instead of just like mentioning these three artists that were involved in games?
Which
Bit
tree
weird.
now? Which tree?
I can't remember the fucking three now, but like it was just like this moment and like it was like a Spotify level up. I think Evanescence probably was there actually, and they got to play.
Yeah,
and then there was like two others.
Yeah, it was Labyrinth was one of them.
Yeah, was Woodkid that one? No.
No, Labyrinth did the Sonic one.
Yeah.
And who was the other one?
Oh,
Labyrinth, Evanescence, and fucking I can't remember.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, there
it
was
just
someone else.
it was a bit of a weird like just thrown in there.
Moment. Yeah.
Like
sure.
I do think the Game Awards does need to try and trim itself down a bit. I do think it goes on a bit long. But I liked how it almost felt like every time someone came on to make an announcement or someone came on to do the next winner category, there was a much clearer connection for most of it. I felt there was like a clearer connection as to why that person was on stage doing this next announcement, which I really liked.
Yes, yeah. And I thought they put a little bit more emphasis on it's always more of a game showcase than it is an award show, but I thought they put a little bit more emphasis on the awards this time, whereas there's been other years where they kind of rush the person off the stage to show you another game trailer.
Yeah, a lot of those they kind of
that was
fitted
good.
into the pre-show more so.
Yeah.
There was like less off the side. Here's the thing, and here's the winner. Okay, next one. Here's the thing. Here's the winner. There was less of that
There
this
was a
time
little
around,
less of
which
that, yeah.
I liked. Yeah.
Yeah. I did. The one thing that I thought was weird on that front was when the Street Fighter cast came out and the award that they were giving was best ongoing game, but not best fighting game. I was like, surely best fighting game
For the
would
fighters.
make a lot of sense here. But anyway, that's
Sure. Yeah.
besides the point. Let's talk about the reveal of what the statue was that everyone was talking about in the lead up to the Game Awards, which it got figured out just before, like 2 days before the actual award show, and then there was that trailer that now I've seen online some people are complaining about
Brilliant.
being too graphic for an award
Excellent.
show.
Yeah.
I saw some people said my kids were in the room
Metal as
and
fuck.
and they were a little traumatized by what I think has to be one of the most disturbing video game trailers I have ever seen.
Yeah, I loved it.
Divinity
I loved
by
it a lot.
Larian Studios, who've obviously as well, like, they don't need to do, like, normally I give out about these kind of CG trailers that you're like, yeah, but what's the game though? But I think we kind of know what to expect from them after Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
So this was more of a tone setter than needing to
Yeah.
kind of showcase, well, what kind of a game is this going to be?
And I also like that, the title as well. It's not Divinity 3. It's not like this is very welcome newcomers, and now that you've gotten a taste of what we can do after playing Baldur's Gate, you don't have to go back through our back catalog and try catch up, It's like you can jump straight into this one. At least that's what I got from this.
Eric, what did you think of the trailer to Divinity as the reveal of what the statue meant?
I never even thought about the idea of someone having their kids sit down for over 3 hours to watch this thing. Because I know as a kid that would have bored the shit out of me.
Yeah, but that kid was rooting for Donkey Kong Bonanza,
But that was like, especially with the start of it, of like, again, that was like going back to the E3 roots of this theatrical presentation, which was awesome when the people getting like dragged up into the air and everyone's screaming. I think I even saw one of the audience members actually jump. Like they actually like, jumped in their chair when when the cast were screaming. Yeah, and then it goes in that trailer, and I'm like, fucking hell. I was like, this gives nearly Diablo its running for its money. Like this
Oh no,
is
it does.
Yeah,
this
it
is
kind of
fun.
reminds me of like something you'd expect from Visceral Games, like Dante's Inferno, that
Yeah.
era of game trailers.
Yeah, it was fucked.
Yeah,
But it was
especially with
it was fucked before it got fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like there's
yeah.
a point in the
Just
trailer where
kept
it's like,
they kept
oh,
fucking.
yeah. There's a point in the trailer where it's like, oh, this is where the trailer's supposed to take a turn and get fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like the obvious fucked up. But it was fucked up well before that. It was almost like, how far can we push this to get even more fucked up? Like, let's watch the little girl with a smile on her face watching someone burn
Yeah.
as people are partying and celebrating and fucking. And then let's watch something fucked up happen to that guy. And then let's watch more and more fucked up shit happen to the point where it's
And
like,
this is what
this
I
is
would describe
really
as
fucked up. Grim, fucking
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
that
This
too.
is the
Yes.
kind of shit that I want to see more of. And yeah, it kind of has like, I would say, the aesthetic and disgust of something like a Plague Tale
Yes.
with the visceralness of Dante's Inferno, but or even Hellblade, the way the trailers were done for them. It looked, yeah, I think as far as the trailers go, I think this was the best one shown.
It was a pretty class trailer because I think I played the start of like Divinity Original Sin 2 and I couldn't really get into it, and never in a million years would I have like connected that trailer to Divinity Original Sin 2 because like I just felt the way that played was a bit closer to things like Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff, where it's like, yeah, there's dark things, but it's very high fantasy. And then yeah, seeing this trailer, I was just like, wow, this fucking looks weird as shit. And I'm interested.
And they don't
to-
have an IP to protect here, you know, they can do whatever the fuck
yeah,
they
it's
want
their
here.
it's their thing. They can do whatever they want. So I was like, I am sold on this weird 3-man wicker burning thing, and
Jesus,
this
yeah.
guys fucking flagellating, and I'm
So
like,
disturbing.
that people having sex at the front. It's just like, it's okay. This literally shows us everything that's going to be in this game.
It's gonna be disturbing as fuck.
True. One like weird ass concert.
Yeah. I think what's amazing as well is, and this shows, like, I often hear people say how the Game Awards don't matter. They're usually people that get a bit butthurt or upset when it's like their game isn't the one that's winning, right? So they often talk about how like the Game Awards, oh, let's be honest, it's just a big advertisement and the awards don't matter, and that's what it is, right? And I think that takes away from the fact that I do think that even though, yes, a huge part of the show is advertising, and great, because in some cases you get games like this that you're excited for, the awards, I think, do matter to the point where, like, Larian Studios, from all the different awards they won, not just at the Game Awards, were put on the map in such a way that they have a lot more say now, and probably are, I'd say, have a lot more investors, maybe, have a lot more people wanting to get on board, and also get to that status where they can probably do whatever the fuck they want based on the success of Baldur's Gate 3. And people would have never sat up for Divinity if not for Baldur's Gate 3, you know?
Yeah.
And now they've got the world's attention whenever they do anything. Like, you could hear the audience go crazy as soon as the Larian Studios logo came on.
Mm-hmm.
In that same way as people do when Kojima Productions or Naughty Dog comes on screen. It's that case now where it's like, yeah, whatever you're making, I'm in. I want to see what you're going to do. So the different award shows have put Larian Studios on the map. Obviously the game did it, actually, like people who play the game. But it does bring in new, like, you can already see Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is selling more now again, because people are like, what is this game that everyone's talking about that just swept at the Game Awards?
Yeah, I did.
So the awards do matter, I think.
I did see a video of someone. I don't know how shrewd it is. I don't know if it's like just an edited skit or something. Didn't seem like a skit, but your man was like sitting there watching, seeing Claire Obscure winning, and he was just like, "What the fuck is this game? There's no way this game can be any good." And then he edited the cut to him. He's different clothes. He's playing the game. He's like, "I've played about 10 hours of this game. Yeah, I get it. I know I won." It's like, yeah, it's one of the like Claire Obscure is one of those games, and now Sandfall Interactive is going to be
It's going to be another one
on
where
the map.
in
And
a few
Remedy's
years we'll see a trailer, we'll see their logo, and people will sit the fuck up.
yeah.
And just to go back to your point then about like the people complaining about the game, like I would have been one, and I think where it comes from is not the awards don't matter. It was always the way they presented it.
Oh, for
It
sure.
was always this kind of the awards were always kind of pushed aside a little bit, and where it was supposed to be the celebration of game developers and smaller studios, it actually always seemed like there was a different agenda, and it was this other massive moneymaker thing.
Hidden, yeah.
This
for
is
sure.
the first time I ever felt actually no, this is about the devs. Honestly, like out of all the game awards that I've seen so far, I think they've really nailed pretty much any criticism I ever would have had, other than maybe they just need to shrink it a little bit in length.
Yeah.
I actually did feel that there was a ton of love and camaraderie in that audience for devs.
Yeah.
And when the trail, even the trailer announcements felt really celebrated and didn't take away from the show, it just elevated the show. Was it Todd Howard that came out after that? I thought that timing was fucking hilarious.
Did he come out then or maybe a bit later? But he's
I was just like, how are these guys on their next game already? And it was like, where's come on, man.
I know. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Divinity by Larian. Obviously, it's a few years away, but it was an exciting announcement, and we know that we're going to get more trailers at more game shows and stuff in the future. How do we all feel about the Resident Evil Requiem trailer, which we knew we were going to get one, right? It's shown up at all the other Jeff Keighley shows in the lead up to the release of Resident Evil Requiem. And then also the reveal that it had was spoiled online, like a couple of days before the award show. So that was also a little unfortunate because it wouldn't have had the hype moment it was supposed to have, the way the trailer is structured, where you can hear a voice of someone talking to someone, but you can't hear the other voice. It was very clearly supposed to like lead up to a holy shit moment kind of a thing, but that didn't really work because actually when it was on, it was just okay, when are we going to see Leon?
Well, actually, that was never spoiled for me.
Go away.
It wasn't.
Okay, did it work then, or
kinda? It was more. There was I saw all the speculation and people speculated Leon.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And then I think someone, Capcom, was trying to tone that down, going, oh, it's not actually Leon or whatever.
That's right. Capcom developers did say, yeah.
So when it did reveal to be Leon, I was like, oh, okay, that's really cool. And it did change my tune a bit about whether to get Requiem or not. Because remember, I was saying,
yeah, you were like, I don't know anymore.
yeah, I was like, I don't know, because I was like, I'm a little tired of the stalker enemy thing now. I think it's been kind of overdone now, and we need to move along. But this one seems to have like this really nice balance between like Village and Ori 4, it's got the two of them, so it's like whichever one you want, and it'd be nice to like kind of go, oh shit, oh here we go, here's the fun bit, and then go back into oh shit.
Yeah, so what my hope now is that it's not a scenario A and a scenario B.
No, I think they might have learned from 6.
I hope they've integrated, and that you play as Grace, and then you switch to Leon, and then you switch to Grace, and then you switch to Leon, and that would help so much with the pacing of the game. And it would be like, I don't think either section would ever feel old because it's constantly shifting and changing in a way that would feel. So that's the way I hope they're doing it. I'm super excited that they've even, like, if you look at the trailer carefully, the hood is different for Leon as it is to Grace. Like, their life bars are different. Leon's is very much like the Ori 4 one, and Grace's is almost like the Ori 2 board game, where if she gets attacked once, it goes into like danger or it goes into caution.
Oh, right, okay.
Right? So Grace's sections, supposedly what they've said now is Grace's sections are a survival horror game, and Leon's sections are an action horror game.
Cool.
So it very much is Ori 4 meets Ori 7, maybe. And then obviously a love letter to Resident Evil series as a whole for the 30th anniversary. So this was super exciting for me. I can't wait to play it. And it's also helped me make up my mind that, they said you could play in first person or third person. I'm playing Grace's parts in first person. I'm playing Leon's parts in third person.
You're mad.
That's what I'm going to do for my first playthrough. Eric, did this get you excited at all? You happy to see Leon?
Yeah,
did you see the spoilers beforehand?
I did see that, but also I kind of tend to, be a little bit like, yeah, is that real though?
Okay.
Which is a very unfortunate thing nowadays, because with the amount of I think I went through a phase of seeing a lot of fake shit on just different things, fake articles and everything like that. That now it's just got to a point where I have to take everything as this could be fake.
Right.
So I did look at that and I did hear that, and I was just like, is it true? Is it not? I don't know. But when I heard Ingrid Hunnigan's voice, I was like, okay, well, this is obviously Leon. And then I chuckled. I had a good chuckle now when Leon grabbed the chainsaw and fucking chainsawed your man, and I was like,
fuck yeah,
fucking let's go.
yeah, fuck yeah. And what's going to be kind of cool is obviously for Grace, then they get to do the whole I don't know what's going on. This is a mystery to me. I'm trying to figure this shit out and trying to figure out how to survive even. So, and with Leon, they can just have the kind of fun that they had with Chris Redfield going into the village. It'd be like that kind of section, that moment of levity, but throughout the game, hopefully. And also, it's Ori 4 Leon, if in terms of skill now and experience, but back in Raccoon City.
Mm-hmm.
So taking all the learnings he's had over the years, but going back to where his journey all began.
I hope we get to do all that John Wick stuff from that Resident Evil Vendetta movie.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I hope he's not the only. I think they're the only two playable characters for sure, but I hope he's not the only returning character. I would like to see Jill.
Okay.
I think it would be cool, just given that they're back in Raccoon City. In some way, shape, or form, I think Jill Valentine should be in this game.
I think they should bring them all back. Jill, Claire, Chris, Billy Cohen,
you do run
Rebecca
into the
Chambers.
risk.
The Street Fighter crew, basically.
They should come through portals at the end.
Yeah. on your left.
And fight a big army. I am fucking joking.
Don't ever do that.
Do not fucking do that. But yeah, super excited for Ori Requiem, one of my most anticipated games next year. Another one of my most anticipated games next year, just going to briefly mention it, is they've now swooped into they've taken the spot that GTA moved from. I said, okay, well, we'll take that spot then. Our release date was Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I think that'll be a super
always a fun time
co-op game.
I'm kind of disappointed that, it's not Will Arnett, or at least it doesn't sound like him.
I'm not crazy about the voice so far in anything I've heard. However, I think some of the other characters, in particular Bane, has been very well cast.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be just a fun Lego, and the fact that they're trying to play it like an Arkham game, but in Lego, that's
fun. It looks hilarious with how cinematically awesome it is. Even when he's driving the bike and the camera angle that they use and the whole stunt that they perform is that looks cinematic as fuck. But it's Lego, so it's hilarious.
I think that's what will make it funny if they play it nearly serious.
Mm-hmm.
But it's obviously all Lego,
and then of course
it'll make it funnier.
The fact that you have everything, you have Tim Burton's Batmobile, but you also have the Dark Knight Batmobile, and all the different outfits and all the different villains. And it looks like they're nearly going to be playing through every single thing of Batman ever.
I'd say it's its own original story. It's just that there's set pieces that are
it's a love letter to all Batman media.
Yeah,
because it looks like you
awesome.
fight Poison Ivy in that weird greenhouse on the Arkham Island. Now, it might not necessarily be there in the actual game, but that's what the set piece looks like.
But it's the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
It's such a mishmash.
And they had the Arnie Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
which is great.
That was so good.
Looking forward to that. Any other games in particular that stood out to you guys that you wanted to shout out that we haven't?
Oh, I suppose
so
Tomb
many, like.
Raider.
Yeah, I was curious when that came on how you were going to feel about it. What's interesting to me is they did 2 reveals, which was kind
Yeah.
of like, whoa, what? And one of them excited me more than the other one, personally. And it was the one that's coming sooner.
The remake?
Yeah, I'm kind of
Okay.
excited by that, to be honest. But that's purely coming from a point of view of I've never ever played the entirety of the original.
Okay.
So it's just a way for me to experience that original story, but in a new way, I guess. And they called it a reimagining, so it's not like a Snake Eater Delta situation. It's
No.
Yeah.
No. But this
Okay.
would be the second time it's remade then.
For sure. Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
What was the
Tomb
first
Raider,
remake?
Tomb Raider Anniversary was we using the Tomb Raider Legend engine.
Oh,
Is-
okay.
is,
okay.
is a remake of the first game.
Okay, so that probably less exciting to you because you're like, we've
Yeah.
kind of done this already.
We've done that.
What about
yeah.
the new one then? Are you looking forward to a new Tomb Raider game, Tomb Raider
I
Catalyst?
don't know. It just seems this, yeah, a bit conflicted on this one. This to me kind of feel like how my reaction to this was kind of similar to when I saw James Gunn's Superman, where I'm like, I know this is what everyone wants, but do we really need another reboot?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that it didn't seemingly. I like the new look. I like the pistols. I like that it's like let's get to classic Tomb Raider, but I kind of wanted it to be the continuation of the Survivor trilogy.
Yeah, I don't understand why we couldn't get that Lara moving towards this.
Yeah,
So
Like-
I've heard a thing about the Sophie Turner movie.
Oh yeah.
Is that movie is supposedly supposed to connect everything together. So I think like Sophie Turner's might be set after the Survivor trilogy to connect us into these Lara Croft ones.
Yeah,
I would much prefer if that was done during a game.
yes. And
Well,
I,
yes.
I don't think this looks like the same Lara though, and obviously it doesn't
No.
sound like because it's a different actor. No disrespect to the new actor, but I really liked the idea of a new Tomb Raider trilogy that's gonna play a little bit more like the original games in a modern setting, but that is the continuation of the Survivor trilogy. That's
I think they just had
kinda
something
what I
really
wanted.
special with that 20 what year did that come out now? Is it 2013? No, it's way before that.
I can't remember.
2012, 2011 maybe?
I just think that Tomb Raider reboot was really, really special, and they kind of lost it quickly. Actually, I think.
Yeah.
Where it clearly didn't do well, regardless of how good of a game Shadow is.
No, I don't think it did that well.
didn't
No, Shadow
do well.
did not do well. No, no.
They lost it completely.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that means we have to reboot. I want to see that Lara become. I don't think she ever did become actual Lara Croft. She was constantly stuck in this beginning of Dark Knight Rises kind of this fucking thing, this origin story the whole way through, right? She was kind of stuck in this mode, and they just never really made her the Tomb Raider we know and love, and that's what I wanted to see. So seeing it kind of get scrapped and go again, and that what makes it really strange and why I'm conflicted here is that the Tomb Raider we got was this kind of, let's say, gritty reboot. The Batman Begins, the Casino Royale treatment
100%.
of Lara Croft
Yeah.
to address an issue that the industry had with the representation of Croft. Now we're releasing what seems to be and I have no problem with it, but it just seems a bit odd. It's like, well, why is it now okay to represent Croft in a way that people had a problem with?
Because they've been removed from it and now it feels nostalgic or something like that. I
Weird.
totally agree with you. And like for me, like the Tomb Raider reboot game is fucking amazing, right? And I think the comparison to Casino Royale is like a perfect, and Batman Begins is a perfect comparison. But what that Survivor trilogy did for me, and I'm not talking about like there's good quality in both these things I'm about to say, but I'm just talking about purely from a narrative, like what felt natural. The first Tomb Raider game ended in a similar way to Casino Royale ending, where it's like, now we're there. Okay,
Yes.
so now you can, yeah. And then the sequel comes along,
And fucks it.
I kind of goes, but it's still the origin. It's like,
We've already done this.
We've done this. I thought we reached a point where now we're ready to, and then the third one comes along and it's like, and it's still an origin, and it's like, what are we doing? Like, we had the perfect opportunity for the sequel to be, and now he's Bond, and now she's Lara Croft, you know, and let's introduce the pistols as core parts of the gameplay now and move on from there. And I think the Survivor trilogy would have been, which is still, they're great games, but I think it would have been much better received had they kind of followed the trajectory that the first game ended on, rather than let's do that again. You know, but that's just my thought. I'm interested in what these new Tomb Raider games will be like. We'll be keeping an eye on them. Not immediately sold, but I think if the reviews are all good,
it is great to see.
Jump in.
And this is why I just love this particular Game Awards. It did just feel really weird having all these games announcements over the past couple of years, and it's just, where's the icons? So seeing Lara Croft return and seeing that on the big stage is fucking great. Not so sure about where, if this is going to be for me, but I'm so glad she's back.
Yeah. Eric, did you pop for Tomb Raider at all? Excited for Tomb Raider?
Not particularly. But yeah, I didn't really particularly have any thoughts other than just like, oh, that looks like they've returned to form, but just with better looking graphics. I was kind of like, oh, that's like, yeah, it's just more so, oh, that looks nice, and it's nice that they gave the dinosaurs feathers. Oh, isn't that cute? That's more so my opinion. Yes, I would have loved. Like, is it Camilla Luddington? I think is the voice actor for this Survivor trilogy.
She's so good.
She's so good. I will say it again. Should have just got her to do the live action because she's a fucking fantastic performance and she looks like Lara Croft.
Yeah.
But I was actually looking at the trailer though for this. I don't know why. Part of my head went, "Is that Hayley Atwell?" And then I just remembered watching the Final Reckoning movie, Mission Impossible, and every time I'd see Hayley Atwell going, God, she looks like Lara Croft. She should be playing Lara Croft. And then I remembered earlier this year there was a Tomb Raider animated show released on Netflix. Never even got nominated for Best Adaptation.
No.
And Hayley Atwell was the voice for it. And I was like, oh, what?
You know it's bad when Until Dawn took your spot.
Yeah, but I was like, that's so unfortunate for Hayley Atwell because she would have been fantastic Lara Croft, like.
For sure.
But no, I wasn't really hopping for it.
I did get a weird. I'm excited to see Tomb Raider back. Excited to keep an eye on it. Want to see how it all plays out and stuff. Obviously, there's the new wrist grapple thing that's going to play into gameplay, which might make it really interesting and exciting for traversal and puzzles. But I got a weird Temple Run vibe from the art style in a way that I didn't like, kind of like a mobile game type thing, which I know it's not going to be. But just on first impressions, I got a weird kind of like this could be coming to mobile almost.
I have a question
Kind of
actually,
vibe
as I suppose it's more for Adam. I think Adam's played more Lara Croft games than we have, Chris.
Sure.
Does she ever? Because actually comparing her to James Bond is fucking spot on, like, or even comparing her to Batman, because obviously her as the Tomb Raider is who she actually is, and then her as Lara Croft would be more of the mask, I suppose, because she's Lady Croft, right? She has her manner. She probably has to attend galas and balls and stuff like that. So she probably has to get all done up and play to the sycophants, and that's probably her doing a mask. So my question is, have they ever done that?
No.
In a game?
No, that's not really her character. She'd be more like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, where it's like, you're supposed to be this, but she doesn't want to be. She's off. She's off.
She would never really attend those things.
Well, she might if she like kind of felt she had to, but it's not like she's pretending to be something she's not.
Honestly,
okay.
Angelina Jolie.
I was just going to say, Angelina Jolie nailed it.
Yeah, she
She
like,
was very good.
Those films are not great, but like
She is
the way the character's written is That is bang on,
Like
Croft.
her showing up to stuff and just putting her feet up and not taking her sunglasses off and wearing a
Yeah.
leather jacket at the auction, nailed it.
And
Lara Croft.
at the end of that movie, she ends up in a sundress wearing a sun hat, and it's like the first time she's ever really worn a dress, and it really shocked the butler. Um, and she goes to the grave and kind of does her like little farewell wishes and stuff. That's straight out of the game. Like there's stuff in that movie that is actually just pretty much straight out of the game. Like as
I
far
love
as
that movie.
game
I don't care what
adapt-
anyone
yeah,
says.
it's
It's a fucking. I don't care what anyone says. The second one is
a bit cringe, but-
terrible, but the first movie is fucking great.
they did do a good job at capturing Lara Croft in that.
100%. That's a fucking great movie. What's anyone talking about? It's so good. And that U2 song slaps. I don't know why there's a robot in it. That's
No.
fucking awesome. And the stone gargoyles. I love that sequence. Man, I'm gonna rewatch Tomb Raider. But okay, before we wrap up, I suppose, and we've talked about some of the big highlights stuff. Any other games in particular that you wanted to talk about, shout out before we sort of
There was a load that like we mentioned a few, but there was a load that really kind of stood out to me as ones that I'm like, okay, I might actually check that out. Highguard is one actually, which
okay.
I wasn't, I'm not overly into those type of games, but I liked their presentation. It sounded like it was free to play. I definitely will give that a go. It looks like fun. I can imagine jumping on kind of similar to the way we did with Sea of Thieves, or I used to play Destiny back in the day. So those were always just a good time just to jump on and just have the crack. The gameplay looked fairly compelling. It looked like a ton of fun.
Eric, any other games you wanted to shout out in particular?
No, particularly. I think I said all of my ones. I think the Saros game actually looked a bit like story wise looked interesting, especially the character moments.
Yeah.
Rahul Kohli and his crew and like some of the things they were saying. I was like, that's interesting. But again, I don't know if I'd get that game, as I don't think gameplay wise it intrigues me. But that I think like Rahul Kohli could do will give a good performance in that game. But yeah, no, I think I'm pretty sure I rattled off through all the games that that excited me for sure.
Yeah, and I suppose for me there was a lot of little small games as well that I think look really interesting that are worth keeping an eye out in the future. There's one, I think there was one called Out of Words, which looked very It Takes Two inspired, but the gameplay to that looks amazing. And having
The art
played,
style is stunning.
yeah, and having played both It Takes Two and Split Fiction, those kinds of games are really fun to play
I would definitely try that game.
with someone, So that looked really good. There was a game again in the pre-show. I think it was called the Free Shepherd or something like that, where you play as a
Oh
dog.
yeah,
I thought that looked.
that looked like Flower, but you're you're a German Shepherd. Yeah,
I thought that
not
looked
German Shepherd,
like
fucking sheepdog.
beautiful and worth keeping an eye on. So I love that there is great innovative games that are coming from so many different developers. I think the gaming landscape is in a much healthier place now than it was a couple of years ago, where
Yeah,
couple
we
of
are
years
we are out of
ago-
COVID now, essentially.
not just that though. I don't just mean the sheer like amount, but the games being promoted are not these subscription model based games that were really taking over at one point. And I feel like the gaming space has moved on from that, realizing it's not working. And what is working is these really creative ideas and creative new either art styles or gameplay styles are really shining now. And I think it's because they're seeing such success stories in things like Larian Studios at Baldur's Gate 3, in things like Sandfall Interactive with Clair Obscur, even last year with Astrobot winning Game of the Year, a little back to basics, child-friendly platformer over all these big fucking massive style games. I think that there's a change happening that's really, really healthy.
Yeah, I feel like we're starting to see now, which is what I mentioned by coming out of the COVID thing, was these type of games and the games experiences, they just feel like finished titles.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, like as in they haven't been hit with, oh well, actually we're we have remote teams and they can't get the thing done. We have to offload it and hire someone else to kind of finish off these assets, and
Yep.
and then the way it comes together is just a bit of a mess, and you end up with the cyberpunk kind of situation and things like that. I feel like we're kind of getting away from that. We're moving on from that a bit.
Okay, yeah. So then, to finish off, your personal highlight of the show, which we've probably said during, but just to put an actual, this was the highlight of the show for me before we finish up.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that like we were so off on our predictions?
Yeah, we can acknowledge that. I
Like so off.
Eric was pretty good.
No, but the three ones like our definites,
Oh yeah,
our
yeah.
definitive prediction, our probable, our
Yes.
probably, and our
And our
wild card.
wild cards, yeah.
Well, the wild card is always going to be off, but
Yeah, I only got one.
however,
of them
I
right.
would say I would be pretty close-ish. It didn't get announced here, but my wild card.
It did get announced. There is a Skyrim remaster coming to Switch too.
Yeah,
I saw that and I was like, oh man, if that had been announced at the Game Awards, Adam would have got his wild card right. That's crazy.
I was like, I can't believe that actually.
Yeah, that
is
was
a
so
thing.
funny.
I got
Um,
half of my probability correct.
You did, and I got the definite right, but
Yeah,
that was the safest one yet. Yeah, I thought the show was lacking. The one thing would have elevated the show, it was kind of
Is it
lacking.
2 out of 1? All
No,
your
no, no. I
predictions?
don't mind that. I don't mind that. The show for me on a personal level was lacking just a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 title reveal. I think it was just lacking that, and I think if I had that, it might have been a 10 out of 10 show, you know. But without that, it was a bit mid, you know.
okay, I understand.
I
Um,
joke, I jest.
I was a little shocked that well I was expecting some of the Steam stuff news. I thought this would have been the place to do it, but on
sure.
reflection, I actually understand why not.
I think we need to talk about that.
Sure thing.
Not now, but I think we
Yeah.
need to
Sure thing.
talk about that. Yeah. So highlight of the show.
I mean, highlighted one. There were a good few things, but I think actually I thought it was really nice when, for best performance, when you had the two people announcing it, and like, what's her name again? Lady Dimitrescu, something Robertson, is it, or
Maggie.
Maggie.
Maggie Robertson? Right. Apologies. Well, she looked so fucking delighted when she saw Jennifer English. I thought it was so nice, and then even Jennifer English, like little like, holy fuck, I won. I thought that whole moment was really nice. I also thought that the people wearing the berets and their their all their French outfits was hilarious. And the things for me that really stood out, I suppose, as I did announce, because I jumped out of the seat for them, was the Total War Warhammer 40k, because it's like, holy fuck, now we're getting the giant fucking armies fighting each other, and then the announcement of Control Resonant. Those type
Amazing.
of things. Those type of things.
Adam, your personal highlight or highlights of the whole show?
Miss Piggy. That was
Pretty
just
good. She was good.
what a song.
We'll never know what happened in Bora Bora,
Oh.
but the Game Awards will never let us down.
I think that sounded that didn't sound like Frank Oz. That's a different voice, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is. But
Yeah.
those I thought it was nicely done. It was her and the dog doing their little song about the Game Awards was actually.
Fun
was a-
little Muppet style jabs.
I have
in
to
there.
say there was way less. I'm not going to say there's none. But I did think there was way less secondhand cringe while watching this show.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought
Most of it felt genuine.
yeah, because that's the thing with last year. I just thought there was so many like cringy jabs at each other, but this year just like, yeah, felt, as you said, Adam, much more of a
Celebratory.
celebration. And I think having Miss Piggy and the dog, whatever his
Ralph.
name is, Ralph,
Come
is
on,
it?
have show some respect, Jesus.
Apologies,
Sorry.
Ralph. Apologies, Ralph. So having those two kind of elevates it into that celebration, because it just brings out the child in you, the Muppets, because the Muppets are great.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
love the Muppets. My highlights of the show were the opening song. I thought was fucking incredible. The way the Game Awards then like faded away, and the way that things get gommaged in Expedition 33 was incredible. And then that song was just a very emotional and powerful opening to what was like, this is definitely going to be your night, and this is awesome. And then Resident Evil Requiem, I'm just now even more excited to play that game, and it's going to be one of the first games of the year, really, one of the earlier games coming in February. So super stoked for that. And Bradley the Badger is one I'm going to keep an eye on because it looks very creative. Very creative. So those are our highlights from the Game Awards 2025, our overall review and overall thoughts on the show. Congratulations again to Sandfall Interactive for your monumental win. And we would love to hear what you guys thought. What you thought of the show overall, whether you thought things got snubbed, your favorite reveals, all your thoughts. Make sure you get in touch to share them. So if you're watching YouTube, jump down in the comments, share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell for future content. And to those who listen to us on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on the Game Awards 2025. Thank you so much for checking out this week's episode. We will be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.